In a previous video, I showed you guys how to set up a 6-pinion planetary gear set for a 48RE. Let's take a look at a 4-pinion planetary setup for a 47RE, 518, 727, large rear drive Mopar. Now when we look at the intermediate shaft there, from the really old stuff to what I call late model, the late model stuff is all the same. There was some spline differences here in the early models. So just beware, so on and so forth. First thing on the list is the rear ring gear. Then we have this style of a thrust washer, which is different. If you need to see the difference, go back and look at the other video. It uses a thrust washer with tangs on it that go to the rear planet. This one splines onto the intermediate shaft. Then we have our 4-pinion rear planet. Then we have our thrust washer. Notice it only has 4 tangs. Then we have our sun gear and shell assembly. Make sure that you lube the bushings. Then we have our thrust washer. Then we have our front planet and thrust washer. Paste it in place. Please note that this thrust washer is going to have a larger inside diameter in order to get around this surface of the front ring gear. Then we can add our front ring gear. And notice that this particular setup does not run a spacer. And that is going to be dependent on your planet and your ring gear. Now we can go ahead and install this on the sun gear. Last but not least, our snap ring. Take a note, if you look at the ring gear and clutch hub, this is a coarse clutch hub. So that's going to use the early style 62 tooth frictions, and a 48RE would have a much finer forward clutch hub spacing, and it would use a 92 tooth friction. So just keep that stuff in mind. Let's go ahead and flip it over and do an end plate check. And this particular gear train set has 15 thousandths end play. I'm okay with that. 15 thousandths is probably the maximum that I would allow. Keep in mind that this snap ring is selective, so you can change it in order to get the proper end play that you're looking for.